Alright, hello everybody, welcome to VRML Channel 1, I'm Palidore, and we're starting off a string of matches here, a few in a row for you in fact, happy to say. So first we got this stream between Gravity Busters and Sage Grove. Both these teams, well here at 1140 rounded MMR, Gravity Busters in silver, Sage Grove in bronze, but both having themselves a well, pretty similar season in terms of record MMR here. They're both 3-3, and happy to get these two teams streamed. And for you guys joining me on the Twitch, welcome to it. As a nice duck through move, but snag out from Logtato, and that is logged out of there. And now trying to get the stack, the boost right into a potential goal, taken by Void Drifter, trying to drift that one in and into the void. It is a success. Nice start. And Sage Grove up by a few. No hesitation whatsoever, however, on on that play. Love to see it. Oh, in the Twitch chat got Teddy Bear VR there. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good weekend. Great weekend, in fact. As Logtato sends it to the trap. That's going to be snagged by Anti-Vax Cow, as Logtato sends it now left lane and right through that tunnel. So some stuns unfolding here in the arena, and eyeing down the disc as am I, Alex? Am I what? Good to see you, though. You are indeed Alex. At least I hope so. Otherwise, well, that's bad news bears. But over here, it's Logtato with a disc and sending it through mid zone. A stun from Vax Cow, and it will be taken back by Toxicant. And that's going to be Krillix with a disc, sending it right lane. Again, some punches going off, but a lot of stacks coming through rather quickly here as blue players all actually get back into the bubble. A nice recovery, redirecting was that stack, but Haunted Paradox, I should say, did in fact hunt the disc down. Void Drifter found the disc again, and Toxicant with the mid lane pass over to Void. Yeah, doing well, Teddy, doing well. Very well. Anytime we get to cast Echo here, it's a good day. It's a great day. So in other words, every day is great. But yeah, thanks for asking. Void Drifter now got that first 3-point goal quite nicely. See if they can do it again here, maybe with a 2-point play. Playing into that bubble, but losing the handles here after some stuns, and will be Toxic, just missing barely on that goal, but floating actually right through the tunnel. So that is a very inconvenient shot that just ends up floating all the way to the other side, but made up for by the quick boost and the quick positioning, more so, because see, they have passing lanes available, so nicely done here to open things up a little bit for Sage Grove. But Haunted Paradox will gather that, and now it's going to be up at the trap, snagged by Logtato. Back into the tunnel. But look at that stack there for the Gravity Busters was indeed just there, pending the pass with the clear, waiting to get that grab, and they did. So maybe a chance at offense if they can get this brawl, maybe, but just missing the head a few times, so it allowed some opportunities for the passing plays from Sage Grove. Now Logtato losing out that disc this time as Light Ninja takes the disc and just sends it now to blue side. But there you go, some good speed now as well from Gravity Busters. And definitely Gravity busted there with the punches, as it will be a backboarded play, but kind of tough angle, just knocked it off the top of the goalpost. And that one will now float off into the orange zone, but then equally fast stack coming in from both teams. And on the defense, it's Krillix. Gets it, sends it, and clears it, and off that tunnel wall. It's always going to give it a decent chance of bouncing towards that bubble and maybe even into the goal on a lot of these occasions. But that said, Haunted Paradox with the disc, trying to press up on these defenders as they do get stunned out. Some very evasive maneuvering, somehow managed to squeeze that by the defenders and Light Ninja, rather, trying to get that disc back, but really fast start. Both these teams are pretty good on the stacks. They are across the floor in no time at all, it seems like, as Anti gets it and sends it. But despite that, I mean, 5 minutes in, doesn't feel like 5 minutes. It feels like, just because of how speedy these teams are, feels like I've only been here casting for 2. But that said, Only one score on the board. With this time expended, as these teams now gathering themselves at the trap will be taken by Light Ninja. Light Ninja right through the tunnel again, and yet more brawls as Logtato gets that and tries to send it through. But some big congestion certainly happening here in the blue zone at the moment. Paradox trying to send it to Bubble, but Logtato gets it back. But yeah, for you guys joining here today, appreciate y'all. As always, we have, following this match, we shall also have Baked versus Bangarang, and following that, another match as well between Marauders and Team Fade. So be on the lookout. We got a few streams ahead before we get into the full swing of things here in Master League, VR Master League. Have some master matches later on. We had a few EU master matches on channels 1 and 2 a few hours back, and we'll be having a few more here in North America in the coming primetime slots. So yeah, busy night, but that's always the case, isn't it? That said, Light Ninja getting the disc back and trying to send a pass over and onwards, but once more the control here just being lost. A lot of ping-ponging between the two teams. Certainly a lot of aggressive moves and a lot of speed, but just not a lot of points. That said, it could change here. You see these teams both really aware of that stack, needing to gather that, taking a quick shot that's going to bounce low and be picked off here by Void, as Void gets it intercepted by Cow and couldn't find the room. That was very, very close. Just digging again. I mean, just a play away from this seal being broken and more points being scored. As is often the case, sometimes it just takes for a team to see that first goal go through, can get them in a good rhythm, but right now unable to find that rhythm and just trying to instead find their defensive foothold as it drifts back here into the orange zone. But Void Drifter with the disc, they have some good positioning here as a cut off nicely from Haunted. Really read that play well, saw that cross pass coming from a mile away, so was able to deny it. But that said, denying a potential clear will be Void, getting it right back to Toxicant. And Toxic at the Nuggets, a pass fake, a good delivery there, but really congested and cluttered. So what does he do? He passes it off, and Logtato gets an excellent goal off a really super pass from Void Drifter. That was a tough one, given all the defenders kind of draped in the area and trying to close off the lanes. So not the easiest pass, but once it got through, made the job much easier for Logtato. You know, defense could not adjust in time. So a 5-point lead in the first round. Still still 2.5 minutes left here with that 5-point disadvantage. So it's nothing too sharp to overcome, certainly, but we'll see what happens. Zenny Dude in the chat, welcome to it. Pointing out the lots of stuns, yeah. Who does that remind you of? You know, once the game switched to 4v4 with VRML, and, well, actually before VRML even started, right, in Pizza League, and there were some scrims going on and stuff, I gotta say, I became quite a fan of the brawls. I had some pretty big brawl numbers in some of the scrims. I think I got 100 one time maybe, or at least close. That said, I ain't no Y-Perm or Gilligan, but either or, Light Ninja, gonna send that through. And we saw the Quackheads on stream earlier for EU. They're always a pretty brawl-heavy team for sure, as a sling of a shot is gonna be snagged out by Haunted. Haunted doing a good job to get his hands on that disc with some regularity here. Excuse me, and over to the midfield will be snagged by this stack, Void Drifter again. So still scoreless yet, could change here soon. It's anti-A clear. Now if I can get maybe a grab, a stack, something of the sort, might have had a chance at it, but a sling to the side, no one in the area. I think maybe just hoping the boosted players will be able to collect, and they will in fact. So Void sending it back to Bowtie, nicely positioned on the pass. Toxicant with the send-off to the midfield, but big pile up now gonna unfold, as these players crash on each other. And the disc eventually going to Acrylics. So sending it now to the blue. A rebound here. They got a little bit of time, and the shot is right on line. Never mind, anti, because that was positively great. 2 points. And it took them the full length of this first round almost to finally get it. But now that they have, well, watch out, because that could get them going. Only 30 seconds left here in this round to potentially come back. But still, always gonna pay dividends at least into the second round. if nothing else. Now that said, that is a big grab. The goal not too open. They're gonna need to go for a stud on that goalie and get a 3, so you can see breaking and waiting and trying to get that shot off, but just couldn't time it quite right. Unfortunately, that was a wise move, though. You know, the clock management was right in line with what they needed to do. Unfortunately, they could not get to the goalie in time to bother them. So with that, the first round is in the books, and the win going favor of Sage. So a lower scoring first round, but certainly not a slow match whatsoever, because, man, just keeping up with those teams as they blitzed across the arena was a bit of a challenge in itself. They were very quick to their boosts a lot of those times, and you just you know, saw back and forth play with a lot of stuns, as Zenny mentioned in the chat. You can kind of see it there. With 31 first round stuns for anti-vax cow. Jeez. But even then, a lot of these other players, you can see, you know, Haunted with 14 of the stuns, and then on Sage's side, 10, 14, and 13 stuns between Fonklers, Toxic, and Void. So putting up a lot of fists of fury here in a hurry at that with those numbers. But that said, first round, it was 3 points for Void and Logtato with a 2 as well. A couple saves for Log and Toxicant. For Gravity Busters, it was 2 points for Anti-Vax Cow and 1 assist to Acrylics. Haunted with a save and a steal, 14 stuns, and then 3 steals to Light Ninja. And we're gonna make our way. Don't tread too lightly, because we got ourselves a round 2 about to be underway, and here it goes. See what the pace of this one is like. So often you see rounds 1 and 2 be entirely different characters in terms of the pace, as Cow couldn't quite collect it. So Anti-Vax Cow getting brawled here, or actually dealing some brawls, as and really actually open up this opportunity for Light, but instead it turn over back to Toxic. Toxicant over to the cutting teammate, kind of right by the side, but unable to get the handles of it as Haunted grabs that disc, sending it over to the pass, and boom! Fonklers now from Void Drifter. That was very, very similar to the passing play we saw earlier on. From, I believe it was Void to Logtato, I want to say. Very similar delivery there, just on the cut from the barrier, and that is fundamentally sound, and they love to hear the sound of that guitar riff as the score goes in their favor. Acrylics, QBing. And now into the tunnel after those first 2 points, seeing if they can respond, if they can react, and trying to do just that. Oh, they see the light, and Ninja sneaking it through somehow. The defenders in the area just a little bit miscommunicated, perhaps on who had the actual in-goal coverage. You can see the defenders placed around the bubble. But yeah, finding that open window, just barely. A nice shot. And see, as I said, if you finish out rounds strong, finish it with a goal, that can definitely carry over, because it took, what, 9.5 minutes just about for Gravity Busters to score that first round, and yet here in round 2 they scored in the first minute and a half. So that is good news for them for sure, as they bring it to their advantage. A attempt at the goal will be lost momentarily. Fonklers, though, the recovery. Fonklers now needing to deal with Anti-Vax Cow, and well, unable to do so. So Anti dealing some stuns once more. Had those 30-some stuns in round 1, so you definitely got to watch out for the Cow, because Cow ain't no chicken. Really, really heavy-handed on the brawls, and that much is clear. That said, this much, well, not clear, as it will be hung here at the trap, and with a good stun coming in from Void, and now trying to avoid the fists of that deranged Cow. I would avoid that at all costs, because stuns are aplenty. That said, to the sidewall, pinned off by Void Drifter. Now Logtato moving up. Gotta love that positioning. You see they, again, going to the right areas, but a beautiful raid from Light Ninja, cutting off that pass lane. But I was going to say, I like the active movement that we were seeing there from Sage Grove, for sure. You know, once their teammate collected the disc, they weren't piling up in the same spot. They were trying to spread the floor and give themselves some space to work with and some space to set up an offense. So that's exactly the kind of play you love to see. And the fact that we can see it at pretty much all divisions is fantastic. Now, Logtato, fantastic shot. in their own right. Just a head-on play with a goal. At the goal. And it's a 1-point advantage right back now to Sage.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And over in the chat, happen to see Logtato. I'm assuming that was between the rounds. Round 1 and 2. Stopping by the stream, so welcome to it. But yeah, whether you guys are here, you know, in the live stream, in the VOD, or just lurking, all of it's appreciated, all of it's cool. Yeah, love to have you guys here streaming these games tonight, as that dings right off the barrier. One of those unusual dings, hits just the right spot on the barrier. It does do that. It still throws me off though, because it didn't always do that, at least to my knowledge. But yes, digging it off the barrier, as it will be collected by Toxicant. So Toxicant losing that disc, and a pile forming by that rad logo. Seeing if they can get some rad brawls, as Acrylic sends it through on a clear. It bounces and rolls, but eventually finds its way into the blue lane. Meanwhile, Void Drifter is there, off of that boost with Logtato, and because of that, able to recover. Now, meanwhile, it's going to be a disc lost in the trap as Light Ninja contends. Anti sending a bouncer over to the other side. And down at the other trap now, it will be Haunted there, as well as Light Ninja trying to contest with Void Drifter. Got to be careful of Void. Again, avoid Void, because Void has definitely been very, very active in the midfield defensively. The recipient of a lot of these wayward clears and some of these 50-50 discs going Void's way. That said, it's Logtato now. A clear perfectly through that lane and bouncing it off as well. So again, giving it a chance even to go into that bubble as the stacks try and prepare. Great shield from Void there as well, denying that leech on the feet. And that's the danger sometimes if you get too lured by the brawls. It's so tempting. You know, you see a head just free for the punching, but sometimes it's not as free as you thought it was, and then you find yourself, well, stunned and kind of caught with your pants down in midfield as the player just boosts away and waves goodbye. That said, a 1-point lead favoring Sage Grove, who already won the first round by a narrow margin, just 5-2. It was close. And that's going to float back to the tunnel as Toxicant collects. 4:21 remaining. That's going to be sent to Logtato, and Logtato up and over. But Acrylics was there. Once again, Acrylics in position for a bubble recovery. A lot of the times that those discs are sent in there, if it's not a pass, if it's just a kind of hapless clear, Acrylics has been there pretty much every time. So very well aware of the positioning. That said, well aware on the pass positioning. Again, we've seen some fantastic ones from the side of Sage Grove, really spacing out the floor and trying to get that perfect pass, but Light Ninja gets that disc out of there. So once again, showing that defensive propensity as it's going to bounce the wrong way, and getting stunned is Light. So back to Toxic and back to Sage Grove as they clear it into Gravity Buster's side of the floor. And that's going to bounce pretty close. Oh my goodness. Toxic can. Yes, he could. It's 7-3. Doing him dirty with that long heave and the bounce. 7-3. Wow. That was what? 54 meters deep, and it was 3 minutes since that last goal was scored. And that is a backbreaker if you're Gravity Busters, because otherwise a super close game. As a Joker train will avoid the first defender, not so much on the second one, however. But yeah, maybe a metaphor there from Gravity Busters, as they do get one more to go, up by 7. But maybe the Joker train, a little bit of a metaphor from Gravity Busters after that bounce shot from 54 meters out. Just saying, well, that was a joke. We ain't laughing, though. So kind of came out of the... Kind of came out of the catapults feeling a little bit cheeky, perhaps. But let's see what they do here with 2:27 remaining. Seeing if they can get themselves another score. That's a pass into the blue zone. Attempted was Light Ninja on that catch, but just... couldn't get through the defense. A lot of brawlers once again. That said, Anti trying for a score. Couldn't quite get that. Acrylics now, who's been active with the hands, will lose it out to Logtato. Logtato, a good pass delivery to Toxic. But Toxic having it intercepted by Haunted. And Haunted, another player who's been quite busy in that midfield as a slap clear. just gets thrown into the general direction. But that said, time winding down, less than 2 minutes, and again, we do have 2 more matches immediately following this one as well. So this is our first of 3. Coming up next shall be Baked versus Bangarang. So do stay tuned as well, but it looks like this one is going to be a victory for Sage Grove, but still, I mean, there's a little time, but just given the pace of this, I mean, it would have to be some mighty quick scoring from Gravity Busters, and they have to get super aggressive at this point and basically not even bother with guarding the gold too much anymore. They gotta have all 4 players playing super aggressively in this blue area. So, you know, time is starting to shut out, and they can't afford to waste too much clock. They're trying their hardest to find an avenue, but some good defense being provided by Sage. That said, an opportunity off of the bounce off that corner, and you know, we've even seen those kind of shots go in before, very purposely from many teams. It is a legit shot, and I think I want to credit, I want to say Oculus Satyr, I believe was probably the first, or at least one of the first, to do that shot consistently. I mean, I remember even 2 years ago, Oculus Satyr from Team Spaghetti in the Master Division. I've seen him firsthand taking that shot on me even a couple years ago. And doing it with consistency in pubs, so it is an angle you can go to, and as is the case in Echo Arena these days, you just gotta be careful, because even if you don't have a line of sight with a goal, players are too good. They know how to find the bounces. But at the moment, getting bounced by the stun, and a quick anchor push off from Toxic, trying to find an angle there, just a clear, now a little bit of a boost, Void, and Fonklers is there. That's going to be a high bounce, rebounded by Void. Void looking for one more, but Acrylics trying to switch shine the helmet there, and with one more save, it's Haunted Paradox, but in 2 rounds, victory going the way of blue, Sage Grove, and they found their Sage Groove. So with that, to the set screen, courtesy of Ignite VR.gg, our favorite people, at least among our favorite people in the community, with our stat overlays, and get a look at what we've got on the score sheet here. It was Sage Grove with 2 strong rounds, second one much more so. Definitely bolstered by that long 54-meter heave that was made very bouncy, but very successful. That gave him some extra momentum, got a few more points after that, and I think more importantly, really halted some of that momentum that Gravity Busters was trying to build, because they started off the first 90 seconds or so of round 2 for Gravity Busters. They got that 3-point hit, a very nice one through that window, but just couldn't really get it going after that, and you know, so the story goes, it's Sage Grove, 2 points for Fonklers and 16 stuns. Logtato providing the 4 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, and a steal for Toxic and Bog. It's 3 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 1 steal, 29 stuns, a pretty big stat line, and that brings me to Void Drifter. Well, 6 points, 2 assists, 3 saves, 1 steal, 35 stuns. So very, very just large effort, a full meal essentially from Void Drifter, who feasted in this match in multiple categories, needless to say. Over to the Twitch chat before I get to the rest of the stats. Only Reigns, of course. Happy birthday to you. You can definitely get a happy birthday. You can even get a happy birthday to you. I'll give you that much as well. Thank you for joining me on your birthday at that. I feel honored. Hope your day is good. That said, for Gravity Busters, we're gonna get the stats read here, as will be the 1 assist, 1 save, 13 stuns for Acrylics, Anti-Vax Cow for 2 points, and 65 stuns. Man, I am hurt just reading that. Punch to my gut somehow. That is brutal. For Haunted Paradox, it was an assist, save, steal, 1 apiece, and then 33 stuns. So kind of a symmetrical stat line there going on. And then for Light Ninja, putting together a few points, a few steals, and 8 stuns as well. So got some points, got the defensive hands, and punched a few faces at that. Looking at those team totals there, statistically, just, you know, a case of multiple shot attempts, and more successful conversions. I mean, I know that's very John Madden-y to say, but yeah, 75% of the points and 56% of the attempts going the way of Sage Grove. But you like the assists. I mean, I love those 2 or 3 of those barrier passes that they had. Those passing plays for Sage Grove were super nice. You know, very well positioned and communicated for sure. And then the saves, 70% of saves, that will also definitely be a big difference maker. Just kind of a stifling on the defensive end and not allowing too many easy opportunities besides the one shot you just saw right there on screen in the highlights from a Light Ninja, you know, to open that second round. But other than that, yeah. It's a strong effort from Sage, so they're going to go to 4-3 on the record, and meanwhile 3-4, the inverse for Gravity Busters. But glad to stream those teams, and in the meanwhile... Well, we do have another match. It's about 6 minutes away. Also, hence why I'm semi-stalling, if you didn't notice. Yeah, I can chatter up a storm at times. But with that, we do have, again, Baked coming up next versus Bangarang. And that is going to be a banger of a match, I feel like. Baked in the Gold Division. And this is going to be their 7th stream in a row. I wouldn't blame people for starting to think it's a conspiracy, but honestly... in response to that, Baked has just been... They've been in the right slots with the right amount of hype votes and not contested by a lot of other matches that would take... that would get extra consideration over them for like Channel 1 and such. So, again, I mean, we factor those things. We look at teams, you know, based on a combination of casters availability, of division of the teams, how often they've been streamed, but also how many hype votes they have, and... how many channels we have running at any given time. We, you know, definitely try to prioritize streaming every single division as we can. But obviously, you know, when it gets to those prime time evening slots where there's just dozens and dozens of matches piled on in the exact same time period, it gets a bit hairy. But we're definitely happy to stream as many as we can. Glad we got to stream these two teams, and Silver and Bronze here. Definitely super talented. And yeah, just in a very friendly time slot at that. Of course, another thing people may not have noticed is the channel points, because that's kind of a new thing, the rewards. But there is a Cast My Match reward that you can find for 15,000 channel points. So if you tune in and just simply watch the streams, watch or listen to the streams in the background, I mean, yeah, you can build up points to get yourself a guaranteed cast for an upcoming match. So you got some options. With 270 teams, I mean... boy, oh boy, there is a lot to stream. Only Rain saying, with how much communication the VRML casters are allowed to have in Twitch chat, there's bound to be some conspiracy theories. Meaning what exactly? Conspiracies on what? On what might I ask? I'm curious now. You've piqued my interest. Meanwhile, Mamba over there saying Joker Synapse highlight VOD. All right, yeah, that just put that out on our YouTube channel this morning, actually. The top 10 or top 13 plays. Only Rain saying, meaning people can meme the casters too much and stuff. Yeah, true, they can meme us, but I think that's the beauty of having this pretty tight-knit community stream. Community ran, all of us from... the board, to the governors, to the moderators, to the casters, creators, so on and so forth. All of us are volunteers of this community. We're not coming from anywhere else, so hey. Now, obviously, there's limits. Don't want to be trolled all the time. And in certain situations, but being able to chat with the chat is, I think, a pretty important thing that I hope to maintain for the foreseeable future. Only time it gets tough, really, is when... when the chat is so busy, especially sometimes those prime time, those master matches, that it's almost impossible to actually keep up with chat. But otherwise, you know, you have your fun, we'll have our fun. And as long as it's kept clean and friendly, well, then I'm happy. But, alright, well, the real Mamba, I'll answer your shout out. Let me see, I think I got it queued up here. So, with that, I'm going to take a brief intermission, awaiting the invites for this next match between Baked and Bangarang. Haven't received them yet, so. But I'll go to an intermission, show you that video, and after we return, we'll have your next match, so stay tuned. Plays, featuring a match between Synapse and Joker. And man, were these highlights great. 13 plays on this list, starting off with some good defense, but Joker escalates their crimes from jaywalking to straight-up thievery. At 12, forget what you know about snakes because this Mamba's got hands. A sweet pick and pop from a narrow angle just past the defender. At 11, forget what you know about snakes again because this Mamba's got wings, flying into a well-read rebound and uncoiling with a fancy finish. Number 10, it's game from Joker doing what he does on the regular with a tight fadeaway as the clock fades away on round 1. Next up, it's game again with a Matador move as he bullies the defense. I know what you're thinking, keep those puns up and you'll be mad at door too. Moving on. At 8, it's Jaywalker trying to juggle, as Jokers do, but .com gets some revenge from earlier with the blockage. At 7, the Apex Predator is back. Mamba hunting heads, then hunting that disc with laser focus in spite of the jukes during round 1 crunch time. Forget what you know about snakes. What you need to know about Mamba is that he's right at home here in the Master Division. Cracking the top 6 and the top of several heads, this shot takes a fortuitous bounce off of .com's noggin, and then it's Zach going full Hulk mode to halt both of Joker's stacks, allowing his team ample time for an open goal. At 5, Jaywalker's back to his criminal ways with a vital takeaway late in round 2 to tie up the game with a minute 20 left and ultimately to force an overtime. More on that later. At 4, it's Jaywalker in game with a nope to save what looks like a guaranteed goal thanks to that excellent stack. In your top 3, it's top-notch flash and function. First, Caption leads the perfect bounce pass to Mamba, and then Mamba hits a cutting Zach who styles on the finish with a smooth spin cycle. Number 2, look at this. It's Zach doing a full 180 into the save while simultaneously reaching behind himself to grab the goalpost, while also having the wherewithal to swing the disc low to prevent a potential self-goal. So much happens here in the span of 0.7 seconds, and it's these kind of minute instincts, physical feats, and split-second decision-making that truly make Echo a flat-out sport. And finally, your top play from this game, it's all about the subtext. Or in other words, the caption! It's sudden death overtime in round 2, and after a beautifully executed sequence of passes up the floor by Synapse, in which every player touches the disc, it's caption from the shoulder with the walk-in round winner. What's significant is that since the beginning of Season 1 on February 4th, 2020, this marks only the 7th time that Joker has even lost a round during a regular season match, and Synapse is only one of 3 teams to hand them a loss in that span. Now, Joker did go on to win the 3rd round, but certainly a handful of interesting developments here in the early season. But with that, I've been Palidore, and this has been VRML Top Plays. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the stream here on VR Master League Channel 1. We're ready to start. I'm ready to start. Happy to see Bangarang and Baked. It's gonna be a banging game. And well, yeah, I'm ready to go. Saw that top 10 or top 13 again highlight video there from Synapse and Joker. Mamba redeeming that. So happy to play it, and of course a lot of great content that you'll see in these intermissions from our content teams. That one just published this morning, so. But with that, here we go. These 2 teams coming in the gold division. We got Bangarang with a 5-1 record, super impressive, no doubt. Baked 3-4, and a lot of their games, even the losses, been close. Streamed several of them. You know, this is both these teams high quality for sure, and this is actually the first time I think I've been able to stream Bang. I might have actually streamed them once. I can't actually see. Time gets lost. But in any case, it will be the disc here from Mr. Nate Bro, sending it over to Buchibo. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have not streamed them yet. Baked, definitely. I was mentioning the Baked conspiracy theories earlier on, because Baked's been streamed 7 times in a row now. But a large part of it, testament is, hold on, a passing play maybe about to unfold, taken out by Kaladin. I was gonna say, a large part of it, Baked just happens to be in all the right slots. Basically, they're choosing these slots as a shot goes in off of Kaladin. That's unfortunate. First couple points. But these teams, Baked especially, they keep choosing the slots that are like right before prime time of like NA matches, or right after prime time. So if people are wondering why they're getting a lot of stream time, it's because they happen to be, you know, in these slots. I mean, they're getting good hype votes and, you know, high quality matches for sure, but they happen to be available. So I can only imagine that's maybe with a purpose at this point. With that being said, Prime is going to be stunned up here at the top of the shoulder. Will be snagged back by Light Has Come. And good to see Light Has Come back to the season of VRML. Well familiar last season from Toxin. Definitely a very pleasant player to watch and to chat with a little bit here and there. And yeah, great to see them having success at the moment on Bangering. That's a really strong record. Kaladin sending it over through the tunnel as these teams try to gather their stacks. Mr. Nate Bro, another nice face to see. A stream familiar. And with that, over to the blue. So yeah, definitely going to be a good snag. Yeah, forget what I was saying. Just a good defensive play, but definitely gonna be a good match I'm expecting here. You can see the Twitch chat talking about it a little bit, and maybe I should have, could have, would have, you know, made a channel prediction if I thought about it before. Still could yet. Let's see if it ties up here with that shot. Well, nope, it's not gonna be the case. Mr. Nate sending it over, and in fact, here I will. I'll go to the sidelines for you because I'm a man of many tasks, of the multi-variety. We're gonna get it. But that's gonna be taken back by Prime, and Prime just eyeing down the floor. Meanwhile, the offense for Baked now, maybe an opportunity if they can gather their stacks. The goal is open, so let's see if they can tie, and they do get it right by the goalie, and effectively a one-on-one. The defense was almost getting back into it, but not quite able to, so a nice recovery, and with that tie, let me rush to the finish here. Ring, and there you go. In the channel, if you want to bet your channel points on who wins this match, since it's so close, you got 2 minutes to vote on who wins the match, not the round, the match. And of course, those new channel point rewards you can see and redeem. A lot of cool little things and fun things for the viewers and the casters, as well as getting your matches casted if you get 15,000 points. So, you know, there's a reason to kind of collect those points and maybe be bold enough to bet them at times. Get your matches on stream here on Channel 1 as it gets passing play over to Sam, but just unable to get that. Slightly outside the grasp. Prime is there. Sam, though, getting that recovery, finding that boot pass actually to Mr. Nate. Nate to the backboard, but again, a slight mishandle. A good handoff, though. Very, very calm despite the chaotic nature of this bubble press as it goes back into the, well, backboard. But taken by Kaladin. Kaladin sending it over to the interception from Buchibo, and Buchibo over to the backboard again. They're going to that well, and well done was the play. Sam Randy had the handles on the disc a multitude of times, and finally, on one of those opportunities, we're able to get it. So, hey. Aiden on Twitch, just betting all the channel points, getting a little bold. Why not? Fortune favors the bold. And sometimes it also favors the broke. So you never know. I wish you luck, my friend. Meanwhile, though, it's Prime over to Cameron. Cameron backing it out to midfield. Kaladin now with the disc. Kaladin and Cameron. Quite similar. Almost confused myself. But Prime, dinging off that back. Attempted save there as they slap it back, but again, a recovery gonna be had at the pack from Kaladin. just holding strong that back line. An awkward bounce now is going to be conducive to this dive as it's sent through that left lane. Now trying to get a grab there was Cameron, unable to do so. That's going to go close to the goal. Recovered here. 2 players for blue, for Baked, but just slapping that the way of Light has come. Lights getting the Lights knocked out and now letting it loose off that bubble, seeing if they can pop it in as they will go again to that backboard, but just not really the direction that they wanted. So it's going to be a deflection outside the bubble. You can see Light waiting there at the nest, so very well prepared. The pass a little bit strong. It was definitely pressured hard by the defense from Baked. So all the meanwhile, a play to Buchibo, and he's going to roll this into the goal. But look at that fast boost from Renex out of nowhere in no time. Call him a Rolex. But that said, it's Mr. Nate Bro looking for that goal, and they do get it to go after that big array of just chaos and franticness. They found the calm, and Light has come for the 6-2 advantage. Not too shabby. Looking at the channel predictions there, looks like it's actually even in terms of vote amounts. 4 in favor of Baked, 4 in favor of Bangarang. Points wise though, 61% of the bits that are bet have been in favor of Bangarang, so we'll see how that turns out. That said, Prime looking for the goal, but denied by Buchibo. Has to do it again, however, as Kaladin is there for yet another recovery. That's going to sail out to the outer bubble. Recovered by Light has come, maybe looking for that mid lane, and will be Buchibo deep into the pass, and Sam, they'll finish it nice and easy there. So really nice work, just stringing along straight across the floor. I mean, that was perfectly placed. I mean, I guess if you can ask for 1 point of improvement, it's literally 1 point of improvement, aka maybe make it a 3 instead of a 2. But just you know, a little too fast, and that was about the only thing quote unquote wrong. It wasn't really wrong, but you know, I'm just getting picky. It was a nice play. It was a really nice play. Capitalizing well here for Bangarang. They're up 8-2. 2:20 left, and that's going to be sailing to the midfield. Back lane, 2 stacks coming in from Bangarang. 1 stack able to get into the bubble, or at least near it, for Baked. Up to the backboard. Sam Randy. I mean, this is clearly in the game plan. It's not worked on every single occasion, but you can tell, you can see that Bangarang is going for the backboard very often. I mean, if it's available, they are going not only for the backboard, they're going for the top of the backboard. And again, reasoning for this, you'll see teams favoring that area is just because, well, it's multifaceted. 1, you force the defense to turn around, the goalkeeper to turn around. That's a challenge. Right now, that goal is open. That's a challenge. Prime is going to answer it with the 3, and it's a 5-point game now. But another reason you go to the backboard, make the goalies turn around. That's 1. Number 2, you have a lot of options to juke. Number 3, you open up the cross-cut from the barriers and from the posts. And with the defense turned around, that just means the pass is even more likely to be a success. I mean, there's so many reasons that you should go to the backboard if you can, because you can just hurt the defense in so many different ways. So let's see if they try that again. They're going to go for a cross, just a duck this time, and stuck the goal, stuck the landing. 10 out of 10. Sam Randy does it again. 12-5. Less than a minute left here. Bangarang in favor of this round. And Kat's saying, don't know why the votes were so far in Bake's favor. It was actually even, just 4 to 4 in the votes. 61% of the bits were bet on Bang winning though. But that said, 8 people bet some points, and well, results so far looking to be in favor of Bangarang. So round 1 about to be done. With another play here, another opportunity for maybe a score. Renex trying to play that and play the time. And let us see. It is live, has come with a attempted tap out. Kaladin just kind of losing the handles here, and with that, the first round is concluded.
Another round in the books. Orange takes the win.
All right, to the stats screen. Let's see, catch up on you guys in Twitch chat. And hey, it's JC3 live with 1,500 bits. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that a lot. Again, you too kind. Don't have to do it, but the fact that you guys do, like I said, means a lot. The support is fantastic from you guys this season, and appreciate that. So yeah, snagging back the bit leader board and claiming a victory now over Fars, which, speaking of Ignite and the Ignite stats we're seeing here, well, I think Fars will probably have something to say about that eventually, knowing him. But yeah, appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. See Aiden in there saying rip the channel points, maybe? Well, we'll see. Who'd you bet on, Baked? First round, definitely favoring Bangarang, but things can always change. In fact, in some of the recent streams we've seen from Baked, it's been the case, just in general. Rounds 1 and 2 seem to frequently be very different beasts in terms of pace and scoring differential, so we'll see how this plays out. But round 2, we're going to go to it right about now. And meanwhile, also shout out Jake the Snake in there, Farting Crab, Second Cats, again, JC3, Mamba, Zenny Dude. Appreciate you guys all being in here to watch this second match of our stream, as Mr. Nates tries to take, but could not, as Baked gets back on the defense. Now, ricocheting everywhere, a bit of pinball effect as they try to get that disc over to Mr. Nate Bro, but Prime snags it right back and goes to the pack and sends it through the tunnel as well. There's a backline stack, quick to the approach. They're going to get there pretty quickly, but Bushibo was able to at least slap it. All the meanwhile, covered here like a coat was Sam Randy. Light has come as well as in the area, but a really deep pass, but a better stack. That was nice from Sam Randy and Light has come. They got there quickly to deny a potential score. So seeing if they can find an avenue to clear it. However, you do see that midfielder, and it is indeed Kaladin playing defensively back there just to offer some stability to the team. And with that, a very, very nice 3 off the stun on the goalie. Renex finishing the play, but like I said, well communicated, being able to coordinate those kind of plays on a stun goalie. Once upon a time, that was considered a really bad shot to take, and by that I mean a couple years ago. And I was talking about Oculus Ader earlier in the stream, being one of the first, if not the first player to start hitting those corner shots right here, where Light has come tapped off those shots. But talk about first, another familiar team in Joker. They were kind of the first. They are definitely the first, at least in North America, to be doing that 3-point shot on the goalie with frequency. And this was before they were, considered the top team. And with that, Sam Randy gets the goal off a very quick delivery and even quicker shot. The defense was in the area. So nice job to turn it into a 2 for Bangarang. But yeah, Joker was a team who took that shot a lot. And honestly, people kind of laughed at it. They didn't think it was a good shot. Didn't think it was high percentage and wasn't smart and things like that, but reminds me of basketball a bit, how in the 2000s and some of the 10s it was considered silly to shoot threes too much unless you were wide open. Then into the 10s came the Warriors and Steph Curry and whatnot, and then advanced analytics began saying, hold on, is that in? No. But advanced analytics began saying that it's actually a good thing to take those threes as long as you could make them, even if you're contested, as long as you make them, 2% of the time or something like that. That's still better than taking a 2-pointer. And so now you find it being a very frequent part of the meta as a 3-point shot. That's better from Mr. Nate Bro. Won't miss that one. Bangarang is up by 2. But yeah, not to drag on too much, but it's just kind of fun to watch the development of the meta and see things that were once considered maybe ill-advised, now being actually a smart thing to execute as long as you do it with a purpose. You're not just randomly throwing it at a goalie, but if you're actually coordinating it, teams have proven over and over that it can, in fact, be done. And done to very, very strong effect, as we've seen from Joker many a times. But Buchibo here sending it over to Mr. Nate Bro over at the tunnel, and over to the midfield. Uncontested was Light has come. He's gonna just try and get that through as the defense eventually joins them. There's Buchibo now looking across to Sam Randy. Sam with some options, some lovely spacing being shown from Bangarang. A good pass, good finish. Mr. Nate does it again. That was sweet. Not the easiest angle either on that note. But 7-3 favoring Bangarang, 6:20 remaining, round 2. Real Mama saying, bet 1,500 on Bang, apparently. Farting Crab, bet 7.5k, oh my. And 5k from Oscador, so hey, some high rollers coming in on the channel points. But then again, I'm sure there's a lot of people with an awful lot of points because you had nothing to spend them on for such a long time. Basically a full year without anything but highlighted messages, so I'm sure there are a handful of people with probably 100,000 plus points, but in any case, just getting loose and sending it on this dribble attempt as Light as Come separates for the recovery. Eyes the goal, but able to dance and evade somehow. How did he not lose the disc? My goodness, Mr. Napro gonna juke but loses it to Redex. Cannot believe that Light as Come got away with that for as long as he did, but he did. That said, up high, a big brawl about to unfold and contesting each other there. A couple players from either team as it gets sent out into the blue zone once again. Recovery, delivery, but instead a ding that's going to bounce right back. And a rebound from Sam. And Sam has himself a 9-point lead for his team. Bangarang starting to feel good for sure. And the stacks for Baked just not able to get back in time. I'm sure if the camera was focused in the midfield, might have been able to catch some of that happening, but yeah, anytime at this level of play that you don't see those stacks immediately getting back into defense, you know that there's some brawls going on effectively in the midfield. So with that, trying to find themselves some points, but just not really able to find the rhythm so far on offense. Again, just getting stunned right on the outer edge of the bubble, and they will be able to recover at least briefly, but same for Light as Come. And same for Kaladin. Kaladin really playing those front lines, or back lines well, I should say. You know, as the tides of war shift, well, so does Kaladin, and to where he needs to be for a clear recovery. Of course, as I say that, well, might have jinxed him because he loses that one. And with it, a goal now going to be covered off. Players rolling in, they have some options on the backboard and the barrier, but you can see this time Renex and co doing a very nice job to cover it. That was a big game plan of Bangarang in round one. They're getting a lot of uncontested passes towards that backboard, so you definitely like to see it being covered here in this round. Once again, there it is. I mean, lovely moves as Mr. Napro, so they had to go to the bottom backboard plate, kind of underneath the goal at an awkward angle, so great defense from Baked to stay alive. If they can turn this into a goal, that will be some nice momentum going their way, and that's going to bounce into the bubbles, trying to get there, but some good grabs and leeches as Prime gets stunned by Sam, and Sam just acknowledging that one boosted player able to get there fast. So Baked doing a really wonderful job, but just not enough as a shot is going to be saved by Kaladin, turning around right in time. But yeah, a lot of nice plays happening, kind of both on offense and defense, depending on who we're focused on in a given moment. I really like Bake's defense, even though they're being outscored at the moment. We've seen some nice offense being ran, certainly by Bangarang, just prioritizing the right angles, and Light has come. Gets the guarantee on the goal. It was a little bit too low, so made sure to turn it into a assist for Buchibo instead. So yeah, right now they're feeling good. You know, this team is they're flowing. So, I don't know, right now, Baked, I mean, they've got 2.5 minutes left to start getting some points, but, I mean, they gotta wave their wands like magic, and abracadabra, alakazam, it's Baked. They're right back in it, man. It's a 5-point advantage still yet for Bangarang, but 222. They're in it. They are in it. See how this one turns out. I mean, that was just as quick as they needed, so. With that, also, hydration redemption from Jake a little earlier on. I would gladly take advantage of that the next opportunity. But we've got ourselves a crunch time situation about to unfold. The thing is, for Baked, you can see in the deep back line, they have Kaladin, who, you know, has, to his credit, been doing a good job getting a lot of these clears, but being down now by 5 points, especially the longer that Bangarang maintains control here. I mean, once you start approaching that minute 30... a minute 20, around that area, they're going to start needing to press. Unless, well, Bangarang presses themselves, so trying to get that goal off of the cut. Because right now, I mean, at the scoring advantage, they don't even need to score necessarily. They can stall it out and just go for really high percentage plays if they want. And looking like they're trying to do just that with that backboard pass that's become oh so familiar. The results, not quite as familiar. Same thing on the spin shot, just missing. And recovered by Renex, cleared. Here we go. That boost, very, very vital for them to get that quickly. And that's going to rebound directly into the goal. Okay, we got ourselves a game. Still have about a minute of play. Renex, off of that very, very timely boost, we're able to turn it into a 3-point match. 1 minute to spare, so now they can still feel okay. They got time. Mamba, careful, Mamba. Don't you jinx it. I know you're not casting, so maybe no caster's curse for you, but you never know. You never know. That said, Baked trying to cause a turnover so far, looking good. Okay, here we go. 41 seconds into the deep end, but is trying not to give it away. It's gonna be taken by Buchibo, playing that back lane. So control is of utmost importance here. They cannot lose the disc one more time, and well, talk about Caster's Curse, they do. Mr. Nate Bro could ice it with this shot. That's gonna bounce. Now getting trounced, rebound, but it is out. Not good on the shot, unsuccessful, but they will give at least a little bit of time, I think, maybe for Baked if they can get back on the defense, but Sam Randy doing it in style, and I'll let the celebration speak for itself.
Another round in the books.
Well, that is one way to end it, and that was a round. Bangarang. That was an impressive game. They played pretty nicely. I like what Bake did in terms of adjusting, and in the second round, you saw they cut off a lot more of those bubble plays, a lot more of those backboard plays, especially because Bangarang was just feasting off of them without, enough contest, it seemed like, in the first round. But, second round definitely turned more in their favor. But that said, with that second win, it will be the sweep towards Bangarang. And I'll go to the stats screen here in a second. It was 12-5 in the first round and 13-8 there in the second. Let me see here. Next match we got coming up soon, so no invites yet. So if you happen to be watching, send them over. Send them my way. With that said, I'll get you guys... Oh, yeah, your channel points. Can't forget that, of course. Lot to juggle. All right, so Bangarang taking that one, and with that, well, congrats to you high rollers who won you some points today. All right, so the next match scheduled for the stream is as I refresh my page here. Going to be, well, should be Marauders versus Team Fade. They had scheduled for this time slot that started 30 minutes ago, and asked them if they wanted to still be streamed. They could perhaps reschedule or delay by half an hour or so. So the teams did agree. Happy to say, because they did have I think 13 hype votes here for this match. So yeah, predicated on me getting some invites hopefully shortly, getting that server set up. In the next few minutes, we'll have the third match on Channel 1 for you. And then after that, yeah, just start kickstarting that evening lineup of primetime Master Tier matches also, because later on we have Redshift facing off against Four Kings. And following Four Kings as well to Illuma Duty, there's Wrath and Redshift facing off. Some good matches for sure. I'm hoping to have both channels, 1 and 2, covered. We'll see how that goes. But looking to cast certainly some of those matches if I can. I gotta say, I'm definitely curious about trying to cast the Dust Bunnies versus Femboys match. I was tagged about that last night, and thing is, Femboys are one of the only teams remaining in Diamond and Master to be undefeated on the season so far. I believe between Diamond and Master, there are 4 undefeated teams. And that is to say, in the Master Division, in North America, that is to say. But in the Master Division, it's Kangarillas and Joker. Yeah, go figure. Going to be there at the top of Master Tier. But over on the ladder in Diamond, currently Aurora 6-0, Corrosion 6-0, Project Hope 7-0, and Femboys 7-0. So definitely teams to watch out for. And of course, now that we're going into the end of week 3 and into week 4, well, it gets all the more curious on when some of these streaks shall end. Mokizan, I think. If I'm saying that wrong, please do correct me. The next match is supposed to be Marauders versus Team Fade. So just waiting on some invites here. They were supposed to reschedule, and they confirmed that they did, so probably should tag them in a second. I guess with that, I'll put you guys on a brief intermission so I can kind of organize myself and just see if we can get into that match. Either way, it will be the last match of this particular stream block, I think, as those other master matches and such are a little further away. But in any case, yeah, I'll let you know what's up right after the break, so stay tuned. Plays featuring a match between Synapse and Joker, and man, were these highlights great. 13 plays on this list, starting off with some good defense, but Joker escalates their crimes from jaywalking to straight up thievery. At 12, forget what you know about snakes because this Mamba's got hands. A sweet pick and pop from a narrow angle just past the defender. At 11, forget what you know about snakes again, because this Mamba's got wings, flying into a well-read rebound and uncoiling with a fancy finish. Number 10, it's game from Joker doing what he does on the regular with a tight fadeaway as the clock fades away on round 1. Next up, it's game again with a Matador move as he bullies the defense. I know what you're thinking, keep those puns up and you'll be mad at door too. Moving on. At 8, it's Jaywalker trying to juggle, as Jokers do, but .com gets some revenge from earlier with the blockage. At 7, the Apex Predator is back. Mamba hunting heads, then hunting that disc with laser focus in spite of the jukes during round 1 crunch time. Forget what you know about snakes. What you need to know about Mamba is that he's right at home here in the Master Division. Cracking the top 6, and the top of several heads. This shot takes a fortuitous bounce off of .com's noggin, and then it's Zach going full Hulk mode to halt both of Joker's stacks, allowing his team ample time for an open goal. At 5, Jaywalker's back to his criminal ways with a vital takeaway late in round 2 to tie up the game with 1:20 left and ultimately to force an overtime. More on that later. At 4, it's Jaywalker in game with a nope to save what looks like a guaranteed goal thanks to that excellent stack. In your top 3, it's top-notch flash and function. First caption leads the perfect bounce pass to Mamba, and then Mamba hits a cutting Zach who styles on the finish with a smooth spin cycle. Number 2, look at this. It's Zach doing a full 180 into the save while simultaneously reaching behind himself to grab the goalpost while also having the wherewithal to swing the disc low to prevent a potential self-goal. So much happens here in the span of 0.7 seconds, and it's these kind of minute instincts, physical feats, and split-second decision-making that truly make Echo a flat-out sport. And finally, your top play from this game, it's all about the subtext. Or in other words, the caption! It's sudden death overtime in round 2, and after a beautifully executed sequence of passes up the floor by Synapse, in which every player touches the disc, it's caption from the shoulder with the walk-in round winner. What's significant is that since the beginning of Season 1 on February 4th, 2020, this marks only the 7th time that Joker has even lost a round during a regular season match, and Synapse is only one of 3 teams to hand them a loss in that span. Now, Joker did go on to win the 3rd round, but certainly a handful of interesting developments here in the early season. But with that, I've been Palidore, and this has been VRML Top Plays. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
out, go the distance, pound for pound, we're a perfect match, pulling punches, we're toe-to-toe, we're
For
always on
Spaghetti,
the
this
road.
is their life. They need to win, flat out.
They're back within 3. We have a minute to go here in round 3. Spaghetti's season is on the line. They have a minute to defend it here. Looking to bring it in. Wants to, is going to take it in. But they have to score right now. They cannot hesitate any longer. Bringing it in. Cross pass out. Coming in. Whoa! Wow. You get the, oh, God.
You'll see the stack pursue it all the way down and sinking it will be Oculusator. And Oculusator absolutely on fire. Triple coverage.
Here, going to send it up to the ceiling there to Oculusator. Going to upset somebody in the bubble. Bringing it in. No way. Oh, God.
Able to maneuver his way through triple coverage.
This team is absurd. Who in the chat said that Spaghetti has no goalie? Who said it? You're banned. Their long shot. Oh, no. No. Who was that? From long shot. What a bait by Meatballer. That was dirty. That was disgusting. Long shot. No. No.
That block and the shot to finish the round. That's the coup de grace. That is the mercy blow. It's impressive. It might be stuff of legends, and I'm speechless.
Spaghetti is just that good.
Yeah.
My name is V-Love, and I play for Project Mayhem.
Hi, my name is Palace, and I play in Project Mayhem.
Hi, I'm The Law. I play on Project Mayhem.
Hi, my name is Banzi. I play for Project Mayhem.
We are excited to change up the game, create some new metas, and to create entertaining matches.
I think our greatest challenge this season is definitely trying to get into that super top tier of the master tier and competing with those guys and at that speed and just that level of experience. How we're going to get to it is the tough part, and just basically put in the work and stay positive and just build team chemistry.
Welcome to VRML Top Plays from Season 3, Week 2, featuring Redshift versus Project Mayhem. Warming up into number 10, take a stretch and get loose with Zeus. Then it's Citizen getting in with a cleanup on Angle 9. Tough one. At number 8, it's a dive and a miss, but the Palace pass will not. At number 7, it's the Law on Patrol with a look-away passing play to Palace. Zeus is all warmed up at number 6 with a tough fading hit over the defense. Then under the fence at number... All right. Hello, guys. Sorry about that. We are back. Thank you for your patience, and we got the first round of this match about to start between these two teams, and, well, Team Fade and Marauders. So, over here on Marauders side of things, got ourselves Novus, Harry Porpoise, Chire, and Localax. And over here on side of Team Fade, as they try to make their first play, perhaps Boogie trying to get the boogie going, and well, they'll get the dunk going at least. So hey, go nuts, get some dunking. But that said, it's Sniper Panda, the first pair, and yeah, Sniper Panda along with Chloe, Boogie, and Dwupt over here on Team Fade. So with that, also I saw the Twitch chat there talking a little bit during the intermission, some of those ads. Yeah, I am in fact casting on the quadcast, and I can confirm that RGB does add so much. Honestly though, it's actually pretty handy being able to tell immediately based on if the light's on or off, whether I'm muted or not, for instance. I like that part, that's quite nice. Not as many opportunities for accidental flubs. That said, trying to get that disc, but maybe a little bit of an accidental flub there, but they'll still get the recovery, no problem. Novus being stunned. It will be Kyer with a disc. Kyer or Chire? I never... DM me when you watch this VOD. DM me. But over here, trying is the trier, but couldn't get that to go, and a double ding at that. So credit to them though. They're still gonna get another collection. It looks like maybe I jinxed it. It's off to the tunnel though. So still doing a good job to be persistent. And as always, if you make mistakes, which every team from Bronze to Master does, it's about how you react that matters. You know, getting back on the action fast. And that said, getting back on it fast was Boogie, but it's Harry Porpoise with a definite purpose, sending it over to the left trap. Now, on the other side of the floor, going to be cleared out and bounced around. Maybe gathered here by Local, looks like. Local X. And trying to relax, see if they can get it going, you know, feel a little bit of calmness in the air and in their breath as they go for a passing play, and beautiful save though. Chloe, it's gone. Well, outside the bubble that is to say, but that is a fantastic grab. Otherwise, a great pass. Can they do it this time? Oh no. Oh, absolutely not. This time it's out of there. What a save twice in a row from Chloe. That is fantastic. Because otherwise, that was some, again, great persistent plays and passing plays at that. Crosses over here, going the way of Marauders. They're going to get another chance, and that's going to be backed out off the backboard. So let's see what happens. Dwupt sending it to midfield. Defense definitely turned up for Dwupt and co. So really impressive work on the defense so far. And again, that one finally getting through. But wow, how many attempts did that take for them to finally get it? Defense like that is something that could make you think, you know, if you're the other team, because you get it saved a couple too many times. The next time around, you're gonna start thinking about it a little more. You're gonna start thinking, oh, what do I have to do? Do I have to go and shoot it at the pocket now? Do I have to try and juke them or fake them? You know, go for something fancier, tougher. Great goalies will make you do that, absolutely. So with that, a good start here though, 2 apiece between these two teams. And that's going to be a tunnel clear that just slips past the hands of the blue player, Team Fade here, and actually slipping the stack as well, but Boogie doing a nice job to recover, and that's going to be backed into the orange zone, recovered by Sniper Panda. Sniper trying to avoid the snipe shots from that stack. I mean, coming out of there like a gunshot, but that said, right back out into the midfield, having trouble wrangling the disc initially as the defense does start to close in. With that, a pass into the bubble, and that's going to be taken here by Sniper. Sniper trying to eye, and no Sniper, no sniping, and Boogie, well, not finding the goal as it's had up here by the ceiling. Right back to Boogie. Boogie getting stunned, lost to Local, and Local quite foreign was that disc as it slipped away, but Novus trying to make that clear and finally able to get that through. So with that, a boosted Local X will take it back. Has the barrier pass potentially, so might want to capitalize or back out, and instead they'll get stunned out. So the window was narrow, and the window was indeed closed, as it's a recovery defensively for Team Fade. And that's going to be bounced off the side tunnel. Pretty much every one of those clears coming in from Team Fade have been off the side wall and the side of the tunnel with a purpose. Mentioned that in the streams earlier as well. Now, you hit this general area if you're clearing it from the goal. It gives you a decent, or at least, you know, a non-zero chance of actually scoring it on the other end. Simple geometry and all that. Simple geometry. But that said, they're going to try and make their way over here really, really quickly. And Novus with that disc. Sniper Panda attempting to brawl. A soft pass, though, will get over. Better interception, however, as Dwapt now trying to eye him up and sending it onto the stride, and Sniper putting it home. Great delivery on that one as well. Just assisting softly. It was not the tough catch. It was just a gentle roll into the goal and taking advantage of the numbers. You love to see it. You know, it's easy to get kind of lost in the chaos and be pressured into maybe throwing a panic clear or throwing a panic pass. That's really tough to catch, but in that case, just seemed quite relaxed with it. So, hey, you gotta love that. Now with this, we've got a recovery from Harry Porpoise. And a quick note to you guys, by the way, in the chat, I lied. I'm so sorry. We will, in fact, have another game, it's looking like, after this on this channel, because I noticed a pretty highly hype-voted match was at the top of the hour. And with that said, Local X, getting smacked by Dwapt. And again, that bubble defense for Team Fade continues to hold strong on a lot of these opportunities. The only killer really is the fact that, well, this happens. Marauders, they keep getting the disc back and having extra opportunities, and that's just the antithesis of what you want, because I say it a lot, but defense is a difficult thing, right? And if you're able to play it well, you really want to convert on it. I mean, they do it again, to their credit. This time, Sniper Panda, every time those brawls are just a success, but you know, it's difficult to hold a strong defense over and over and over and sustain it, you know, for an extended duration. So you got to figure, as they do, in fact, do it again. There's Chloe pitting it off the backboard. Was kind of a soft bounce, so a lot of the speed taken off because of the backboard. But nonetheless, that's the thing. If you play good defense, you really want to turn it into some points. And now, Team Fade, they have the opportunity to do just that. But that said, Novus with some similarly good defense and able to snag and clear. Meanwhile, the Stacks now gonna go into the blue side, the open lane. Could it be? It's a 3. Novus absolute on the shot. Now see, why did they make that? Well, because that was the one time that they've had the goal exposed, because otherwise Team Fade has been just doing a phenomenal job so far. So yeah, full credit to Marauders, because with that persistence, they do take the lead. Thanks to the open 3, not giving up on the plays ever. So with that, Sniper Panda from the floor has a lot of defense starting to converge into the bubble. So the number situation not in the favor, doesn't matter. Wow, Sniper Panda pulls them back up by a point, 6-5. I mean, if that was executed anything less than perfectly, that would not have worked, because there was a 2-on-4 in that bubble, essentially. I mean, if any of those passes and those moves were off by an inch, that would have been bad news bears. But instead, yeah, they just knuckled down, they bared in, and they got themselves their points. And with that, this very competitive match continues to go. And once again, now that I said that, it's kind of triggered my my head to remember to do the polls, which I forgot. Next round, how about? We'll do the next round prediction poll. But yeah, lots of competition on here tonight, and it's been pretty stellar in this round between these two teams. Glad we got to stream them, because again, this is actually a pretty highly voted match. And for a good reason. You know, Team Fade here having a very strong record. Marauders, I believe, only played 3 matches so far, so this is their 4th from what I recall, but they've been successful so far in those matchups as well. With that, passing play, and oh my goodness, put it on layaway. Chloe getting it again on a save. Just nothing squeezing through that defense when Chloe is in that bubble and in that goal. So right now, definitely in the zone, but Local, oh my goodness! Stop it! That is crazy! The defense from Chloe is just over and over. The save, and now a stun off a dive. Absolutely going nuts, but can they get the shot off of this? 20 seconds. That was huge, because had that point been scored, it could have very well been the first round going the way of Marauders. So that could have been game saving, but unfortunately 12 seconds left. They gotta do it again, so game winner may be on the way. Let's see. Passing play. Can it be? It is for Novus, and they'll finally get this to go. Heartbreak for Chloe and for Fade. but elation for Marauders, and that is, if nothing else, that entire round in a nutshell. That last 30 seconds was a perfect example of what that entire round was. It was nothing but non-stop defense from Fade, but non-stop persistence, second, third, fourth attempts coming in from Marauders. That was ridiculous, though. Wow. So with that, looks like we did get a timeout as one of the players may be restarting. So we'll head over to the score screen, but what a round. Exciting stuff. This is why I tell people all the time. I mean, I believe me, I love master matches, and I understand why, you know, those get the highest viewership. The gameplay is immaculate, for sure. But make no mistake, the skill level of, you know, diamond, gold, silver. I mean, we just saw, even in the silver match we just streamed. I mean, the competition is hot everywhere. It's no joke. The plays you're seeing here executed by Team Fate and Marauders, they may be gold division, but don't mistake that for, you know, being like new teams and incapable of playing, because that was just a phenomenal everything. The defense, strong for one team, stronger for one team, and the offense stronger for the other. But yeah, just, whew. That's why I love these matches, you know? I said it last night as well, and the Diamond Division especially, there's a lot of intriguing things going on that end of the floor. As a... Oop! I realized I oops my scores. That was totally wrong. My bad. I shall fix it. It was 7-6. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, okay, 7-6. We're good. But with that said, I was saying in Diamond Division even, some of the best matches so far this season, and some of the most, you know, exciting highlight plays, because we've been digging through them, you know, for recaps and then for those top plays videos I'm trying to make. I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff actually being produced by some of those matches as recently. There was that high voltage match the other day, where Phoenix just popped off in a way that I have not seen in a while inside the goal. Had something like, I think, 5 saves in maybe the second round or something of the sort. I mean, it was pretty silly, but in a good way. In an exciting way. 4 saves at the end. Yeah, I mean, that match was nuts. So the following one after, we had, what was it? Aurora versus Gen Z, and that match was definitely intense. Aurora ended up winning in that second round, and it was a pretty good second round, pretty close second round, but yeah, just a lot of fun stuff going on. So I mean, if you guys are interested in Echo Arena and Echo VR, which obviously you are, you're playing and you're watching, but I'm just saying, don't feel shy to tune into some of these matches on Channel 1 or Channel 2 or Channel 3. You know, even if they're not master tier, that doesn't mean you're not going to see some masterful plays, because, hey, well, look at this match. You know, look at those saves. Look at the ones we had yesterday on Channel 2. While the master matches were going on here on Channel 1. I mean, good stuff. The league is so healthy. Gotta love it. Anyway, if you're wondering about the extended intermission, I mean, we do have all 8 players in the match back here. There was a dropout for Team Fade. They are all back in the match currently, so I'm not sure what the holdup may or may not be. You are allowed, technically, up to 5 minutes between rounds. It doesn't count as a tech timeout or anything like that, so... Currently, it's been looking like, what, 3:39, so completely within the rights. Maybe just want to take a quick chill, a quick hydration, which is probably something I should do right now as well, so give me just a second. And yeah, actually, that makes sense. It might be talking strategy, because in fact, one of the teams, I believe Fade, had a coach who was looking to stay in the match or stay in spectator or... and record it, you know, for both the teams and such. But then, because we came in to cast them, then they saw that, oh, yeah, okay, we guess we can't do that anymore. But that said, they did have a 5th player that was looking to potentially help between rounds or something and talk it over. So with that, that's probably what's going on. Alright, pardon me, just a quick drink. Lolo's saying, I'd love to see some diamond plays of the week. Top plays. Probably coming. In fact, I could almost guarantee at some point. I just had got the master ones just by chance. I was thinking a few of the really highlight full, the steezy matches of the week where I could recall like something amazing happening, and hence why I chose the matches that I did at the period, which is say in week 2, because like in those Synapse matches, I remember the Synapse versus Joker. Immediately in my mind, I was thinking, oh yeah, they had some really sick passes and those spin shots, and then of course that game winner in overtime. I couldn't not do that match. I remember that Synapse versus Spaghetti game where we had the headbutt assist and the walking the dog thing from Kanemaru Chaos, the juke in the goal. I mean, that one stood out, so that's what I was basing it on, just what I remembered off the top of my head and what highlights I happened to have sitting in my folder, basically. So with that, there's definitely a lot of highlights from those platinum diamond matches that I could make a lot of videos out of. So it'll come, don't worry. The real trick is trying not to over edit. I get caught in that a whole lot, where I can't help but change little things here and there, and hours later, what should have been a brief video in terms of editing turned into a extended project. So that's where I get trapped. That said, glad you like them. See Zodiac Phenomenon in there. What's up, Palidore? What's up, Zodiac? Hope it's going well. Here, give me 1 second, actually. Let me ping these teams real quick, because we are approaching 6.5 minutes now, so... Okay, no one checked the Discord because the amount of times that I flubbed tagging those teams is embarrassing. Anyway, with that said, gosh, why can't I multitask? Okay, so Princess in the chat saying they may be calling for a mod. So yeah, if they filed open a support ticket, that I would not be aware of. Princess certainly would be. And yeah, Lolo, I got it the third try. Don't worry. Anyway. So might be communicating with the teams and a ticket, and with that being the case, we'll see if this gets started soon. Depending on what the issue is, and since you're in the chat, Princess, maybe you can DM me and keep me in the loop here. If it's an issue that will take a while, we may have to push up into the next match. Maybe. Just depends how extended it gets here. Definitely, happy to stream these teams, and thankful to them because they did wait to be streamed. They delayed their game an extra half hour or so to be streamed, so I would like to do so, but if it's significant issues, then we may have to make a kind of judgment call depending, so. Okay, with that, I'll actually dive to the gameplay screen. So I think it might be a lag issue potentially. Let's keep it, I guess, focused here on the score screen for now, see if there's any spikes. Granted, pings are a little bit stagnant right now, but Smooth Right asking, orange soda today? No, not the case. Not the case. Can you believe it? I mean, actually, I do have a half-drinking bottle from earlier here still, but otherwise, I was trying to prioritize water for once. Water. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Smooth, tell me. Not only water, it's lukewarm water. Isn't that the worst? I didn't have enough time to go get some ice, So it's warm water and regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. In any case, top 3 Pop-Tarts, name them, says Smooth. I can't. You know, I've eaten Pop-Tarts all of maybe like 3 times in my life, or I'm not a Pop-Tart guy, can you believe it? Sorry if that's a crime against humanity, but just never been in my diet. I'm disappointing Dimwee. Ah, that's okay. New day, new disappointment for Dimwee. I'm used to it. And oh, Lemon in the chat stopping by a little bit earlier, saying, yeah, he's a coach. Yeah, welcome to the stream there. So indeed, it was a coaching situation, at least partially earlier on. And kind of one of those themes that we do see a lot more teams kind of employing, having those 5th or 6th rostered players integrated into the mix. And I think it's something to look out for kind of in the long term anyways of VRML. Not in the immediate future, but I think as things continue to grow and the population continues to explode, I do feel like one day we could definitely see a case where you have these, you know, mid-match switch out of rosters, rotation of players, where you have coaches kind of in the ear or in spectator or things like that. I don't think it's feasible quite yet, just because it's, you know, not every team is employing those kind of things. So interestingly, the teams that are a lot of the newer teams, like a lot of the Quest teams, they have the full, you know, 4 or 5 to 6 player rosters, and they do try to utilize coaches, or they do try to utilize changing their rosters between rounds, you know, sending one player out and then pulling one player in between rounds. I see that somewhat regularly among the Quest 1 and Quest 2 teams. You don't see that very often, if ever, in the Master and Diamond teams, you know, the teams who have kind of been there since PC, for instance, PC days. So reasons for that, I'm not quite sure, but it's kind of an interesting meta of sorts, I guess, that's unfolded between PC veterans and Quest community. So just a thing of note, that's all. I don't know what it means, I just have noticed it. All right, well, with that, it is top of the hour, and it's looking like, due to the laggy connection that's happening here from one of the players, and the fact that actually for, I think the side of Fade, it sounds like, at least based on what I'm being informed here, let me verify real quick, hold on. Because there may already be a sub on these teams, which means they wouldn't be able to get a second sub because you can only have one substitute per team. You know, you have to have the rest of your roster there otherwise. So that may be the issue. So give me just a moment. I hate leaving a stream on silent. So actually, hold on. Let me turn some music on for you. Should have done that about 5 minutes ago, huh? Give me a moment. Be right back. Go figure. The moment I turn on the music and such is the moment we start to get the match going again. Apparently, unpausing now. Okay, well, no music for you. Instead, you just get to listen to me, and hopefully, I'm music enough for your ears. I don't know. With that said, 60 seconds left in this match. I think it looks like, or oh no, the intermission between the rounds. That's right. So you get to sit with me for another minute, which means I'm gonna pull up the music for 30 seconds. Why not? But in the meantime, so after this match, provided that these teams do wait, again, we are going to be delayed a little bit here, so thank you guys for bearing with us, but following this match, should they be waiting for us still, we are going to have the Trash Pandas versus Honey Badgers, and that's a match that got 12 hype votes, it looks like, so pretty decent number there, people wanting to see it streamed. It's a Silver Division match. Honey Badgers, a roster of Dewey Blank, Fallout Cast, J-Train, Bird Friend, Cincinnati Guy, Redarb, and then for Trash Pandas, Silver as well, with a roster of Oliver Ending, Dark Poor Boy, Dill Warby, Scrappy Mouse, and McFancy Lizard. So So there we go. And hey, Oliver ending over in the chat. So they're saying they're waiting. And hey, if you're waiting, I'm happy to stream and to cast those matches for sure. With that, round number 2. Officially underway, right? Boom. Now, all right, so let's get to it. It's the first round going the favor in a pretty devastating fashion against Team Fade. It was that Marauders goal last minute after some significant stalwart defense. But let's see what they come out with as, ooh boy, well, that's not a good start in terms of the tech issues we were experiencing, the ping issues. That was odd. Something to monitor for sure. But in any case, Harry with the disc. And this is a hairy situation that we've got happening, perhaps, for Marauders. But with that, Marauders rolling it up the floor. Marauders now sending it over to the right lane. There's Local with the disc. And now looking for the pass up to the barrier, but cut off nicely from Dwept. So be on the lookout, because I know there's a little bit of ice in the way, potentially, just because of that about, what, 13, 14-minute timeout that we had due to ping issues. But with that, Novus is on the way. Kyer, Trier, right now, through the dryer. It's hot, it's a shot, and that's what matters. Local Lex puts it in. But as I was saying, something to monitor. I know there's a little bit of potential ice underway, but ideally it's not going to affect these teams. It's not going to affect Fade and what they were able to accomplish on the defensive end. Meanwhile, for Marauders, although they did get the win, that doesn't mean they weren't a little bit thrown off kilter either. I mean, those timeouts can definitely just throw off the entire rhythm of a match. So kind of curious to see how this one gets started in these first couple minutes of round 2. I mean, that first goal going the way of Marauders, so we'll see. There's Chloe looking midfield, and it's going to bounce a few different times into that tunnel. Meanwhile, for Novus, able to capture that, but not for too long. It's Dwept with a duck, trying to do it twice, and, well, doesn't really get the duck, but still gets a pass, and that is just enough at least to continue this offensive push. Now Sniper over to the backboard, and Boogie Oogie Oogie on in. 2 points, and it's tied again. Hey chat, you want to know what I have sitting in front of me that I haven't been able to eat at the start of these streams? I'm living fancy, living large. I got myself a lobster, can you believe it? Anyone else like seafood? No? I don't know. It's taunting me though, because I'm kind of hungry, and man, that thing is staring me in the face. But right here, it's Boogie with a disc. Boogie, maybe with a back-to-back set of goals, that's going to bounce off the corner, maybe to a self-rebound, but no, diving out. It's Harry Porpoise. I almost said Harry Potter. But right here, it's Sniper Panda. Boogie with the disc once again, gonna wheel and deal over to Sniper, at least attempting to. But that's going to float right back to the Rad logo instead. I do in fact have butter. Granted, it's kind of, what's the word? Coagulated. It's a bit of a solid now. As hold on, solid defense from Sniper. Sniper though gets it swiped from Novus, and that is out of there into the side wall. So good defenses now we're seeing from the side of Marauders, kind of similar, you know, to the first round from Team Fade. But definitely no slouches on the defensive end either, Marauders, as it does get sent over to the blue. So up to the stacks here, faster one coming in, looks like from Chire, but it will be Dwept. Now the real question is, how many times am I gonna flip-flop between saying Chire and Chire? I don't know why, I keep getting caught in between. It's like I want to say both at once. I really want to say both at once for some reason. But in any case, to the midfield, looking for their stacks, there's a trifecta. In fact, a four-fecta, if that is such a thing. All 4 of them getting back into the orange area. Now seeing if they can get right back. Instead an intercept. Dwept taking it over. Dwept sending it down. Over to Sniper Panda. 6 minutes here expended, and now Harry out of there. Again, a great dive, but wow, this is turning into almost a mirror of what we saw basically in round 1, because now you're starting to see the defense from Marauders really making things difficult off of some of these dives and some of these saves, and it's Team Fade who's starting to get multiple attempts. So kind of a change of pace and a change of scenery on the stream, a change of streamery. But good defense, you love to see it. I can never not be impressed, especially from these newer teams in some cases. Just how many great goalies we're seeing from Quest players. Because I mean, a couple years ago, you could count the amount of elite tier goalies basically on one hand, maybe two hands, but for the longest time, it was basically down to just one. I mean, early in North America, hold on, maybe play off the backboard. There you go. I knew it. Chloe got the save. I was ready for it, and, well, so was Chloe. How about that? I was going to say, in North America, you had the likes of Dash, of course, who famed from 11.5, and Joker, of course, in Season 1, winning that championship. Sputnik Cobra, one of our great casters of this league, a definitely top-tier defender back a year or two ago, and still yet today. But the main point was, it was so unusual. Now you can say that there are just dozens and dozens and dozens of really capable goalies in this league across multiple divisions. So it's great to see. Right now it's Chire with a disc, trying to avoid with a little bit of a dip, and dipsy-do. It's 4-2 for Marauders, pulling back ahead by just a little bit. And now 4 minutes left, and oh boy, a timeout. And I can only assume based off that ping issue. So again, we're gonna see how long this one lasts, but it's gonna get to the point soon, depending. Like, if this goes on for longer than a minute or two, I may have to just divert to the next stream, because, yeah, we've seen, I think, 2 or 3 ping spikes in this round. Literal teleports, unfortunately, and with that, that's going to be tough to address, I feel like, so. It kind of makes me sad, though, because this is otherwise a good match. It's competitive. We're seeing some really nutty plays. Some fantastic defense, for sure. See Lolo in there saying just as much. So I don't know. Well, I'm gonna sit here and give it, like I said, about a minute. I don't want to hop off this match, but I know if this is a ping issue and there's already a substitute involved, it's gonna be pretty tough, unfortunately, to address that in any kind of timely fashion for the stream. So, you know, those are the ones that can kind of go on for another 15 minutes or so. So, with that, I'll hang out. But meanwhile, Mr. Lobby here, Mr. Larry the Lobster, staring me in the face. You better believe it. Still Warby in the chat. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's you. How? What's happening? What's up? How's it going? Fiji Juice. Hello, Fiji. I could use some juice right now. This lukewarm water, it ain't doing it for me. Gotta say. But, alright, so I'm being informed now that it looks like this game, unfortunately, on the stream end of things, will have to be, well, concluded. Makes me cry a little bit on the inside, but because of the ping issues and the substitutes, it's not going to be able to be solved in a timely fashion. So, with that, if the players from our Panda match are watching our Panda and Badgers match, go ahead and send those invites, and I'm going to get prepared. So, in the meantime, I'll go back to the score screen real quick so you guys can at least look at the current stats and a few highlights, and then we'll go to an intermission. I'm going to get set for this next match, however, so stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Connemar Chaos, and I play for Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Meatballer90, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Oculusator, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Al, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, I'm Llama Cat, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
What I'm most excited for this season is to show that Team Spaghetti is not the underdog and show everybody how far we can actually go.
I'm feeling that the team is pretty strong. We're excited for the next season, and we don't really know what's to come. We're definitely aiming very high.
If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance. Pound for pound, we're a perfect match. Pulling punches, we're toe to toe. We're
For
always on
Spaghetti,
the
this is their live. They need to win, flat out.
They're back within 3. We have a minute to go here in round 3. Spaghetti season is on the line. They have a minute to defend it. Here's looking to bring it in. Wants to, is going to take it in. So they have to score right now. They cannot hesitate any longer. Bringing it in. Cross pass out. Coming in. Whoa! Oh, God.
You'll see the stack pursue it all the way down and sinking it will be Oculusator. And Oculusator absolutely on fire. Triple coverage.
Here, going to send it up to the ceiling there to Oculusator. Going to upset somebody in the bubble. Bringing it in. No way. Oh, God.
Able to maneuver his way through triple coverage.
This team is absurd. Who in the chat said that Spaghetti has no goalie? Who said it? You're banned. Their long shot. Oh, no. Who was that? From long shot. What a bait by Meatballer. That was dirty. That was disgusting. Long shot. No.
That block and the shot to finish the round. That's the coup de grace. That is the mercy blow. It's impressive. It might be stuff of legends, and I'm speechless.
Spaghetti is just that good.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mazzy and I play for Ethereal.
Hey, my name is Shot. I play for Team Ethereal.
Hi, my name is C. Jason and I play for Ethereal.
Hi, my name is Jiggy and I play for Team Ethereal.
So my role in the team is, well, technically I'm the goalie, but I also do things like QB and play the back line. So I like to think of it as like I'm the big brain of the team. You know, sometimes I call the plays and I kind of guide them on offense and defense.
I like how we can have fun and be serious whenever we want to.
Are you saying we're a bunch of trollers, Jiggy?
Yep.
That's so toxic.
They have been looking for this championship, I think you could say years. They have been hunting this down. They've gotten so close how many times? They got knocked out in the semifinals in ESL 3. They got knocked out in the finals in a 2 back-to-back best-of-5 series against Illuminati in the preseason, and now they unlock that next level that nobody else has been able to get to yet, and they come out and they dominate the season.
Just got past me, he got it. Turned around as the clock was winding down, he nailed it for 3. And as he released that shot, as it was sailing in, that was kind of when they started. And it took a while, it took a few seasons, it took time. It just, that exact right mixture of chemistry, of accuracy, of just devastation on offense, on defense. And that's why, despite anything else, you gotta love stories like that, where they don't start at the top. They didn't. They didn't. But they started with some promise. They built upon that to reach the top of the mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joker has just won the championship.
Team Joker, after years, after seasons, all of this time building up to this moment, they are the champions of VR Master League.
They beat their rivals. The first time they play them in the postseason was yesterday, and then they just beat the rivals in the final series in this best-of-5 without resetting the bracket.
Team Joker, after their 2-year rise to prominence, once the Joker and now the King, your Echo Arena champions of North America here in Season 1 of VRML.
Oh my God, that was sick. It's insane. There's sex smoke, right? Back. Sniper shot for 3. Let's get it, boys. We're down, but we're not out. I have so much hype running through my veins right now. You don't even understand. No one's close to us. No one's even close.
I have an idea. I have a plan.
I'm about to change this evolution. About to shake the ground, you're feeling moving with the revolution.
Boy, oh boy, am I glad we have those intermission videos now. I'm sweating, but you know what? I'm happy to say we've got the cast of this next match on the way. So it's Honey Badgers, it's Trash Pandas, and I'm not feeling badgered at all. I'm happy to be here for this excellent match we're about to witness. Had some good hype votes to it, and why not? You look at these teams, you look at the records, and you can see why. Heck, look at the logos! I mean, I couldn't not stream this match. They are very, very similar. Who knew Honey Badgers and Trash Pandas were the same thing? Or from the same family, apparently. I didn't. I'm not an animalologist. That's definitely the word for it, by the way. But with that, we are ready to go, in fact, and I guess just for posterity, I'll tag them and make sure they know that I'm ready. And by God, I'm gonna get the tag correct. Good, I think they were listening. Doesn't matter, I got it correct on Discord, and that's what counts. Moral victories for Palidore. That said, thank you for joining me. I am indeed Palidore. This is indeed VRML Channel 1. You're in the right place, the right time. And yeah, Dewey Black. They're not panda pandas, they're trash pandas. Trash pandas, raccoons. But over here, it's Oliver ending. I mean, am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. We had a community manager in Echo Arena a few years back, Lil Trash Panda. She was quite awesome, indeed. And if you guys have seen those emojis on Discord, the raccoon ones on the Echo Games Discord, that was from Lil Trash Panda. Of course, right here, trying to clean it up and pick up the trash while it's dark. Poor boy, with a very nice first goal. But all right, back into it. And by the way, I did see the comments earlier. Trying to keep up with you guys, juggling so much, but I feel bad when I miss your comments. Who was it that said, oh yeah, Fiji, doing some echo streaming lately. So hey, nothing else. Shout out to Fiji Juice there in the chat. Go and give Fiji a follow. Nothing else. I'm gonna try to remember more often now to maybe start hosting people after these streams are over. Rating, and right now, rating the goal. Cincinnati from Cincinnati. Not too bad, and 11 meters per second, 11 meters out, as Sir Dimwee likes to say. 1 second goal. Because math, it checks out. And just as well, Rara VR also asked me how I was going probably 20 minutes ago at this point, but if you couldn't tell, a little bit stressful on the streams, but not in a bad way, just more so trying to organize and get through the delays. It happens though, it's a Sunday. We're in week 3. End of the day, we're chilling, we're vibing, and I'll be surviving this one, no problem, because thus far, the gameplay, you know, delays aside, the gameplay has been fantastic. Already, this one pretty competitive. And the turnover now, J-Train with the disc. They have Cincinnati over at Bowtie as it goes to the mid lane, flying by. Now flying low will be Redarb, the Gatherer, Bird Friend now, trying to kind of track it down, but that bird ain't flapping too fast, is unfortunately gonna get stunned. Ko and Kulpita, because that is a bird that just got its feathers stuffed. But that said, over here it's J-Train with a disc and a nice handoff play, kind of gently along to Bird. Bird trying to get some revenge and will not be had, unfortunately, at least not quite yet. That said, Redarb with a gather over here, gonna send it crosswords. Interesting kind of play, but it does actually bounce the right way. Bird Friend gathering that. They have the shoulder pass, they have the post, now the boot. I mean, the spacing on point. But no points, says Oliver ending. Not when I'm here, I'll be ending your play. And doing a, again, fantastic job to, if nothing else, continue the trend as a dunk is had by Cincinnati. So, big stun and big grab back. Knew what they had to do to get through the defense. Man, in every match so far, though, we're seeing these saves just picked left, right, and center, it seems like. Really continuing that theme. I talked about the amazing goalies we're seeing all across the league and in every division. There you go. And I get extra, basically I get extra hype for extra passes, not just the cross pass. I mean, I like those, but you know the ones, the Kangarilla type, where it's like, they throw a pass, and it looks like they're gonna shoot it, but then one more pass is thrown to another cutter and then scored. I get hype for those ones, and I get hype for saves. Those are the most impressive parts that just bring me the most joy. Well, and game winners, of course, but that goes without saying. Over there, though, getting derailed was the J-Train. That's going to be sailed out of there into the blue zone. Slapped through into the bubble. Rebound here, going to be had by Redarb. Now, bouncing it, kind of between two teammates. And Redarb will gather that back. So, sending it to Cincinnati. And just driving it up the floor here will be J-Train. There you go. Passing play executed to perfection. 7-2. Honey Badgers. And that was sweet as honey. Gotta love it. Alright, so Trash Pandas on the return. Looking to build it back a little bit of steam. Down by 5, so not too much, but need to find their rhythm here if they want to have a successful last 5 minutes of this round. Getting those passes through very nicely. I mean, look at that. That triangle of passes just beyond that stack to evade that stack, I should say, was pretty good. Unfortunately, as is often the case, that last pass, you know, you can only execute for so long before one of them is bound to not work out. And that said, a turnover here for the side of Honey Badgers may be in their favor, but will have a tough time wrangling that disc. Very fast boost, though. Now, that was super effective. And they're trying to poke on in. Cincinnati does it again, 9-2. They're back up this time by 7 points. A little bit of a pull away, but 4:40 left in round 1. See Fallout Cast joining this cast. That is to say in the Twitch stream, on the Twitch chat. Complimenting the teamwork, liking it. Thunder Drifter. My favorite drifter here in VRML. Day-to-day basis. And look, you're on time this time. Well, sort of. I mean, We already played a few matches, but at least you're here for this match while it's being played. Joined us last night, right as the streams ended. But nonetheless, Cincinnati here. Was that a no-look just fling? That was a really nice delivery. That said, diving out was Oliver ending. But Redarb, the re-grab on the disc, that is to say, as Bird Friend over to that corner, dinging off that corner, and will not have the success that they were looking for after all. But some good attempts nonetheless, and almost red on the Nest pass, looks like. Will just be grabbed back for Bird Friend, so they're going to have another chance to attack here. Diving in, but stunned. About 7 meters deep was J-Train. But yet again, another grab. There it goes, and the goals. Ooh, with some authority at that. Bird Friend. That is some human abuse from the Bird. 11-2. They are definitely firing off right now, popping off, as Marcus says. Yeah, nothing else. They gotta mark this moment. That is for the side of Trash Pandas as. Well, a super important one. Again, even if the game is perhaps out of hand, you still need to get some plays going. You know, win or lose, you need to find that rhythm. Because otherwise, you don't want to go into that next round feeling like you got nothing going in your favor. So let's see what happens. I mean, these two teams, and this very hyped up game. People looking forward to it, certainly on the website, voting for it to be casted, and I'm very happy that they did. And shout out to these teams for waiting for me to get here after some of those delays. Bird Friend trying to make a play, looking for that cross again. Oh, Oliver! It is another save, and it is out of there and back into the stack. So 2 players, each for Honey Badgers, all able to get back, but somehow coming away with it. Outnumbered they may be. Trash Pandas, the Trash Collection, trying to not be rejected one more time. Great passes strung along the line, but the defense, too much to behold as Cincinnati sends it to the trap. Really good stuff, but man, the defense today, I think it's just the name of the streams, because every single game so far has had a lot of this, where we're seeing some pretty stifling defense in terms of saves, stuns, and dives near that goal. Really providing some nice opportunities. And defensively, yeah, gotta love it. But Oliver ending that one, the easier save that he'll have today. But that said, still back towards Bird for Honey Badgers. They're approaching, and boy, was that a thing of beauty. J-Train. Just waiting for Bird. The Bird Friend, indeed. A passing friend. You love having teammates like that on your side, right? Where you know that if you play it right, if you cut at the right time, if you keep your eyes peeled, you're gonna get that disc. I was kind of the player that, you know, I always tried to be when I was playing in the arena. Had some super talented scorers on my team, without a doubt. Most talented strikers in the league at that time, by my definition, but you know, for me, I just prided myself in being that facilitator, being the glue, being someone who enabled them to score even easier, you know? And having those kind of glue guys there to help the rhythm of a team, get everyone involved, that is so important to any team's game. It's one thing to have some super talented individual players, individual strikers, but when you can get your entire team flowing into an offense, I mean, that is good news. That means you're not reliant on just, you know, a single player being hot and carrying an offense on any given day. You know, you see that from a lot of the top teams in this league as well. Kangaroos, I like going to them because in any given day, any of their 4 players on the floor can all score double digits because of their passing play. But with that said, over to the blue zone. That is going to bounce with the time running out. Maybe a chance for a goal here, but just not having a lot of success on the offensive end of things, that is to say, for Trash Pandas. Otherwise, the defense has been still pretty good in spurts. They've gotten some of those saves and some of those brawls, but ultimately just conceding too many extra opportunities to Honey Badgers, as they will, in fact, capture this first round in their favor, 13-2. So we'll head over to the score screen and just pardon-moi, as due to the very end-to-end cast we've been having, I must hydrate. Redemption or not. All right, we are back and hydrated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Marcus plays. Fallout Cast looking for Honey Badgers to keep it up, apparently, here in the second round as we go to it. So, buckle up. We got some animals here on the stream. And looking to close this out on 2 or force it to 3. Either way, it's again, it's Raccoon, it's Trash Panda versus a Honey Badger. Which one will win out in the end? That is the question of ages. Perhaps that is the true reason, if nothing else, that people wanted to see this game, because it answers just such an age-old question as an acquisition here from Cincinnati over at the Trap. So after the neutral joust, neither team able to really maintain too much control. Too much animal control at that, but Dill Orby sends it right through. A boost off, going to contest this on the defensive end, but through that tunnel, getting lost in the midfield again. So neither team really able to establish too much of a foothold yet in this first minute of action. Pretty much equal possession time, which is to say, not a lot of possession time at all. But that said, trying to make the way, Dill has it stolen, and that is a pickle indeed, as Cincinnati gets the pick and sends it through into the orange zone. Now an open goal, maybe a runaway play for Bird Friend once again. Now gonna open up this round efficiently off of that last clear. Finally able to find that speed and punish the exposed goal. Marcus saying, this guy has puns left and right, and I love it. Yeah, well, welcome to VRML. I'm Palidore. But yeah, glad you're here and enjoying at least some of them. I question it sometimes, I really do, but nonetheless, getting it through to Dill Warby over there, being contested pretty heavily. Nice job by Bird and J-Train. And off of that stack, man, a lot of combat from J-Train, from Bird Friend and co. Doing some work at the midfield. So with that, trying to get the disc back, but going to war, and Cincinnati once again somehow comes away with it. Now this is what got them the goal last time. It was just Cincinnati breaking away and managing to find kind of a clear to allow Bird Friend to get back, but not the case this time around, as it does go back to the midfield. Taken by Scrappy Mouse, and they indeed are scrappy in this house, but the goal is exposed, and could it be a mirror score? It will be 2 more, but this time tying it is Honey Badgers, and we're right back to a competitive game. And yeah, nice work from Honey Badgers to basically deal a dose of that medicine right back at the Honey Badgers, for Trash Pandas, I should say. My words, my words, my words. Some are hitting, some are not. But that being said, Redarb gets the disc and sends that first pass over to the Trap. Now, nicely contesting this stack, a very important thing there, that I see a lot of goalies sometimes, or sorry, a lot of QBs, not always doing, depending on the division. But that's a big tip, definitely, for people to keep in mind is, you know, if you are QBing, you got to maximize those APMs, those actions per minute. Wow, was that a nice snatch there. Bird Friend able to snag it, but not find the goal. We'll lose the disc, getting it back over. J-Train sending it over to that shoulder, but no, getting bowled over by Dill again. So that defense, once more, they had a lot of that in first round. The problem was they weren't able to actually get a lot of scores once they got those clears, and the defense was done, you know? So we'll see if that's the case still yet. But nonetheless, I know I was saying something before all that action happened, but guess what? I forgot. Too much happening! I am all kinds of strained, but that said, going over to Dill Warby, and Warby, he'll be strained by the train. That said, derailed and out of there, trying to get it through the tunnel. The train tunnel, how about that? Nonetheless, J-Train trying to tap that off. Oh, I remember what I was saying now. So tip for QBs, as they try and roll this in with some great ease, is that when you throw that first pass, you know, a lot of times QBs will evade that stack, but then they won't actually do anything about it once they throw the pass. So if you'll follow my camera real quick, right? You'll grab the disc, they try to evade the stack, boom, throw a pass, and then what you want to do is you want to turn around. You want to go contest that stack. You want to make sure that they can't get back and bother your receiver near that tunnel or near the midfield. Because that's one of the things I do notice sometimes that people don't always do. But you always got to keep those actions up all the time. You know, don't get caught watching the disc. Don't get caught out doing nothing. And just waiting for a play to happen. You gotta make the play happen. You know, if you're not holding the disc, great, go do something with your time. Go find a sack to brawl, go find an anchor to position yourself at so you can get a pass, something like that. You know, there's a million things you can do on either offense or defense at any given time, and that is those little things do actually make the massive difference at the end of the day. And if you do those little things, that's how you'll find yourself going from bronze to silver, silver to gold, gold to diamond, and so on, as they are shining bright here so far with the 4 points. Reed Darb over to the trench, that is to say. And defense here playing pretty heavily, pretty aggressively at that for Trash Pandas, not trying to concede all too much in the midfield. Over to the other side, that's going to go near the goal, but slipping into the barrier and not through, unfortunately, for them. So 2-point advantage still yet for Honey Badgers, and definitely badgering on the defensive end now to cause maybe a turnover. J-Train will stun. So see, sending it over now to Reed Darb. Reed Darb has a gentle pass. Couldn't quite grab it, Bird Friend, unfortunately. So through the, not hands, I guess, so much as claws. Paws? What do birds have? Claws. This is the state of me right now. Over there, though, what a pass, but the finish not quite there. That was a spin shot attempt. Now, maybe taking some inspiration from those top 10 videos, top 13 videos, and what have you, that were playing earlier on, because we saw that from Synapse. They were going ham with some of those spin shots and doing it with seemingly great ease. You gotta love to see that athleticism being shown by these teams. But that said, gotta be careful here not to get too fancy. You just want some points, especially when the game is super close like it is right now. Just make sure it is high percentage. You make every point count. That said, uh-oh, the overshoot, and that's gonna be a self-goal as a result. Bounced off of someone, I couldn't tell, but the stack from Honey Badgers had got there, but they misread the disc. They could not grab it the first time, so that enabled the Trash Pandas to slip through, and then by the time the stack for Honey Badgers was able to turn around, they had to contest the Trash Pandas player. And with that, somewhere lost in the mix was that disc, as it just slipped right into the goal. And not what they wanted to see, but certainly a tied-up game is what you love to see in terms of the spectator and casting end of things, because it is very tight with 3 minutes left. Now that's going to bounce high to the ceiling. Snagging it here is Dill, having it stolen by Cincinnati. And what a guy he is as he goes into the midfield, but will be lost off of some bounces back to Scrappy Mouse. Now Scrappy Mouse sending it over, has a couple players. A bit of a choker train from Bird Friend, except on the enemy. Interesting. New meta, I suppose. I've actually seen that 3 times today, oddly enough. But nonetheless, Dark, poor boy, now with the disc is going to try and handle that and just evade the defenders in the midfield if they can. Now, getting back speedily is Honey Badgers. Didn't even need to, because they actually had a goalie playing way back. Now, with that, a trap disc getting trapped indeed up there. J-Train trying to pull away, but some rugged bounces, and the thing is, obviously off of those big pileups, it gets easy to get lost in the mix and for things to get all kinds of chaotic. So now, especially as we approach this final 2 minutes of action in round 2, whichever team can slow it down, I think, find a good pass like that. Solid, and solidly in the lead now by 2. There you go. Now that is just the ebbs and flows of Echo. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's slow and steady. But basically, when it gets to those moments of chaos, you need to find the calm somehow. And be able to find, just a well-positioned pass. Space out, and not get too lulled into, again, the frantic nature of those ebbs. Because otherwise, when it does get chaotic, oftentimes it just means it's basically 50-50 on who comes away. Usually those big pileups just turn into open goals for someone. But that said, Bird Friend puts it in, and they are up now by at least a couple goals. It's not going to be impossible for a comeback, but mighty difficult with 1 minute remaining. Trash Panda's doing a much better job, to their full credit here in this round. Because they've held the Honey Badgers to fewer points than round 1, and they've scored more points than round 1 on their end. So Trash Pandas putting it together, but need to make a very fast play occur right about now. 33 seconds left, and that closure is a coming. The window is closing. Oliver ending with the disc and sending it over to midfield. Over to the cloud, actually, as poor boy could not get the clear. Now over to the tunnel. The time mathematically is now out of the equation. And with that, in the 2 rounds, and what otherwise was still a very, very entertaining match with a particularly competitive second round here. One more shot! It's absolute. Bird Friend, definitely notable on the offensive end. But with that, 10-4 on this victory. Very competitive second round for sure, but pulling away in the last 60 to 90 seconds there with a few shots in a row. And yeah, got the job done, but fun match it was, and glad to get these teams streamed here as we make our way yet again to that score screen, which we are oh so familiar with today especially. And let's take a look, Alright, so over on the side of Trash Pandas, they put together 4 points for Dark Poor Boy. 2 saves, a steal, 30 stuns. So some pretty heavy hitting. Dill Warby with a save and 4 steals, 26 stuns. He had Oliver ending with 3 saves and some pretty nice ones at that. A couple good dives and as well. Scrappy Mouse with an assist, a steal, and 6 stuns. Then for the other side, Honey Badgers here, your winners today. It was Bird Friend with the 8 points, 2 assists, 41 stuns. Ouch. That's all I got to say to that, but Cincinnati, also 7 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. You had J-Train with 8 points as well, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 40 stuns. Again, ouch. Double ouch. Shout out Spaghetti. Redarb with 4 assists. So see, that's what I was talking about earlier, right? You can have plenty of offensive talent on your team, but also important to distribute. And look at that, everyone on Honey Badgers, they distributed. None more than Redarb there with 4, but I mean, everyone else has 2. And that is a very lovely stat line. I like that a lot more than the points itself. I like seeing multiple players with multiple assists. 2 saves as well, though, for Redarb, and 17 stuns just to round things out. A good game and good rounds from both these teams, and Honey Badgers will go to a 7-2 record based off of that. Trash Pandas evened right up, 4-4. It looks like as week 3 comes to a close. But yeah, like to see it, love to see it. Okay, with that, I think after all the chaos that was the last two hours of streams here, which I blame no one but Palidore, because I always say so many things where it's do as I say, not as I do. I keep telling casters, hey, you probably shouldn't take matches 30 minutes apart, and especially not more than 2 in a row. And then here I go on a daily taking 3 or 4 matches in a row that are all 30 minutes apart, and then trying to... Anyway, I'm a mess. But that said, I think the games themselves were very fun to watch. You got a lot of other great stuff actually coming up real soon on Channel 1 and Channel 2. So taking a look at it here on Channel 1 in about 13 minutes from now, I'm going to be switching off and handing the cams over, it looks like, to Sir Dimwee. Mini Hat will be there as well, so one or the other will be camming and / casting those matches between Redshift and 4 Kings in the Master Division. So that match is happening again 12 minutes from now. Following that on Channel 1, there will also be a match between Illumiduty and 4 Kings. So again, Master Division. And probably, on Channel 2, I think I will have Wrath versus Redshift, another Master match on Channel 2, because Illumiduty and 4 Kings kind of overlaps. And then depending on which teams may or may not wait, I'm hoping to stream Dust Bunnies and Femboys, because again, Femboys undefeated so far. I think seven wins in a row, if not more than that, versus Dust Bunnies, and yeah, 7-0. So I'm hoping to stream that. If they do delay, I haven't been able to get back to Discord yet to actually check on all that. So I'll organize, and you know, you'll figure it out the same time I do, probably. Anyways, all right, guys. I've been Palidore. That's been Trash Pandas and Honey Badgers. This has been VR Master League. That's been Larry the Lobster sitting on my desk. All you guys at home, thank you for joining and for being patient and, you know, awesome overall. Fun times. Be happy, healthy, safe, and as always, good to each other. And I will see you again real soon on one channel or the other. Take it easy. Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net. So I was today years old when I learned it's spelt like that. Alvidersen. I didn't even know it's pronounced like that. Alright, goodbye.